Are we live? I don't know if we're live. I'm guessing we're live. How would I know? How would I know? Oh, because it says live. Hey, look at that. Well, welcome, Boozeketeers. Here we are. It's Tuesday night. Tuesday night. This is episode 50... 60? I think it's episode 60. Look at that. We had, you know why? Because 59 was, I think, last week. And so, you know, I promised, I told you guys, I said we were going to be coming to you from an exotic new locale. And here we are. We are live from Utah's premier piratey bar. Probably the most piratey bar in Utah, I would say. Because Piratos, which is the most piratey store in Utah, doesn't have a bar. But we're here at the Wicked Wench. And we're really glad to be here. We're very excited about it. And we're basking in its glory. This, for those of you in the know may know. But I don't know, should I tell it? May I want to tell anybody? I don't know. This is where we're going to be probably broadcasting from for a while, for the foreseeable future. You know, we may go back to the Tiki Bar. We may, who knows? Who knows what'll happen? But for now, this is our home bar. This is. I give you the Wicked Wench. And here we are. We have our undead monkey. He's up there. We got all the things. We have. This is, like I said, this right here. This is the place. We got all this. Here we go. Yeah. You people. No shot. But so here we are, and welcome, you guys. Welcome to this, to the debut. So you know, bars. They most bars have their own drink, and we decided that that tonight should be no different. That this bar should have its own drink. And so before the show, I was actually first we thought we'd do some piratey stuff. So we were looking up, what would be a piratey cocktail, and we figured it would have to have a lot of Caribbean stuff, different types of rum, like from Jamaica and down in the Barbados and down there, in the Caribbean. And I looked through a bunch, and I found a few that I thought were pretty good. But then I figured, you know what? We need our own. We need our own signature drink for our own bar. And so I devised a drink tonight, and it's called the Wicked Wench. And I'm going to make that for you tonight. You can actually go, if you go to the cocktail database, it's already up there. I know it's a little late now, but it's but I figured, after this, you can either go to your bar, you go to your pantry, which should be stocked full of liquor, if I know people like you. And if not, then you can actually look over the ingredients and find them and make the stuff. So without further ado, because I'm almost out of ado, I'm going to make some drinks. How about that? So, the Wicked Wench, what is it? Well, it is I decided that, like I said, it's a piratey bar. So there should be it definitely should be a rum drink. But I thought also, Tiki King. So, we've got there's kind of a little bit of a beachcomber thing here. So it could be a shipwreck, could be a little bit of a tiki thing. Captain Cook maybe, Pirates on Hawaii. So I figured, okay, so it should be a drink that could be served like in a tiki bar. Because they're delicious that way. So I devised this drink, and I worked on it and took and I'm surprised I'm standing at this point because I worked on it quite a bit, and it was and I don't regret it. But, what's in it? Well, let's find out. Let's look at the recipe, which I just happen to have with me. So we're going to need a couple things. We're going to need some rum. This one calls for 2 types of rum. Actually calls for 3, but the third one doesn't come into play necessarily until later. So we're going with a couple of rums here. We're going with 1.5 ounces of Captain Morgan's Black Spice Rum. Which actually we're making a double batch, so I should probably. So we're going to go 3 altogether with that. 3 of those. And then it calls for 1.5 ounces of Appleton Reserve, which is a fine Jamaican rum. Jamaica, Caribbean. So we're going to 1.5 ounces doubled. Boom. Do, do, do. And below decks, there's all kinds of stuff going on down there. Later. We're going with, it's for one drink, it's going to be a 1/4 ounce of triple sec or white curacao, which is what we're using. So we're going to go with a 1/2 ounce since we're doubled. I'm doubled. Are you guys doubled? You should be at this point. Boom, there it is. And a 1/2 ounce of pineapple juice. We're going with a whole ounce of pineapple juice because, like I said, we're doubling it. We're making 2 drinks tonight. 1/4 ounce of cocoa real, so we double it and add 30, and we come out with a 1/2 ounce. How about that? Then we go with 1/4 ounce of lime juice, doubled goes to a 1/2 ounce. Quarter ounce of simple syrup. I forgot to bring down the simple syrup. I'll be right back. You guys stay there, don't go away. Yo ho, simple syrup for me. No. Drink the simple syrup, yo ho. Yo ho. I'm coming back, I got it. Back below decks, I had to go above decks to get the simple syrup. And I'm keeping with the theme. So the recipe, simple syrup, you guys all know, you've watched the show. Simple syrup is basically just, it's syrup, it's sugar dissolved in water. I'm going with a turbinado, which is a darker, it's got more molasses in it. So 1/4 ounce or 1/2 ounce of that. 1/2 ounce of falernum. Where's my falernum? There it is. You guys know about falernum. We've talked about falernum. Falernum is it's a syrup. Sometimes it's made with rum. Sometimes it's not. There's a 1/2 ounce. We're gonna have to go with a full ounce. But basically, falernum is it's a sweet syrup, but it's got the main flavors. There's almond, lime. There's like a bitter citrus peel thing. There's allspice. There's clove, ginger. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on in falernum. You can make it yourself. You can look it up. There's a ton of recipes on the internet. Or you can go down to the Boozeketeer if you happen to be here in Utah. Go see Ivy. She'll set you up with all the things you need to make the finest drinks around. I'm telling you, that's where I got this falernum. This is Fee Brothers. Good stuff. So there you go. Dash of grenadine. I want to put in 2 dashes because we're making a double. And dash of bitters. 2 dashes. Whoa. What the heck? Things happen. I don't know. It's dangling there.
Just take it down.
I know. I'm just going to remove that from the equation. And get that up there. So we're going to shake this whole shebang with some ice. So those of you, shaking, shaking is one of those controversies. People say, oh, shaking, not stir, whatever. When it comes especially to this type of a drink, shaking is important because it blends the ingredients well. It gives you a little bit of more mouthfeel because it aerates the drink, froths it up. So you want to make sure you give it a good shake. I always figure 10 seconds is a pretty good shaking thing. put the ice away too soon, you see? So, how much is too much? I don't know. Not enough? Too many? So, you know, something I haven't done in a while. Haven't done in a long time. But I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to do it for you guys. Because you're my friends. At least you pretend to be my friends. Or someone pays you to be my friends. I don't know. Doesn't matter. The result is the same. We get to have fun, have drinks, do our thing. This is the critical part, because it could all go awry. And rye's good in a Manhattan, but not so much in a tiki drink. Yes, that over there. Then I think I'm going to strategically place these away from the straw. Guess what? Fire! Maybe. Oh, pull back, I see. Safety, see, child safety features. Well, I don't know if you guys can see it, but the drinks are on fire. And so, there you go. Hopefully this isn't going to like break the glass with the flame. Ah, it's going out. You can kind of see it. You can see you got the flame there. You can see it. Yeah.
Is that mine?
Yeah, that's yours. We're gonna try it together.
We are?
Yeah, you might want to blow the flame up before you drink it, so you don't catch your hair on fire.
I will.
It's one of those things. Cheers, Boozeketeers. Here we go. The Wicked Wench. You know, I'm gonna have to say that's a good one. It's delicious. It's you know, it's it's good. I'm not sure where. So we're gonna be doing something here in a minute. And I'm gonna have to say this gets up there a little bit. This one. The problem is, see, the problem with some of these things is they're way too drinkable. I could chug this down easy. And only regret it later. Yeah, so that's good stuff. So the ingredients there, like I said, so most of this stuff is pretty easy to find. The Appleton Estate rum, which is you can get that at most liquor stores. Captain Morgan's Black Spice. So here's the thing, we talked last week. The Captain Morgan's Black Spice rum, which weighs in at about 94 proof, I believe. And that 94 proof is what it adds a little bit of bite. And that's good. So that's easy enough to find. White Sirka, you can go with white curacao or triple sec. I don't know if we didn't really talk about that. We talked about it before when we were doing, I think, Blue Hawaiians maybe, or the Seafoam Gimlet, one of those things. Curacao is it's an orange liqueur. There's a whole bunch of orange liqueurs. You could, you know, if all you had was like Cointreau, you could probably use that. Yeah, so basically an orange liqueur. I'm using triple sec for this one, but you can use white curacao. That's all fine and good. Cocoa Real, you can get that at the supermarket. It comes in a little squeezy thing, which you saw, so you can get that. Falernum, once again, Falernum is this is the one that's kind of harder to find. And like I said, but if you go down to the Boozeketeer, at, what's the address of the Boozeketeer? We know it, but I don't because I forget it every time. But go to the Boozeketeer at the Boozeketeer at Salt Lake City. And Ivy will set you up with falernum if you can't find it. But it's becoming more and more available, luckily, because it's one of those ingredients. This and an orgeat, which is an almond syrup, are the tastes in tiki drinks and in tropical drinks that you don't know what they are, but you know that they're missing when they're not there. So, falernum, check it out. Falernum. This is Fee Brothers, like I said. You can get it most places. I'd buy the big bottle if I were you. This is a kind of like a sampler. Lime juice. Lime juice comes from limes. No way around it. Squeeze them. You'd be glad you did. Grenadine. So last time we talked a little bit about grenadine. There's different kinds. There's every supermarket pretty much is going to have some sort of grenadine product. Most of them are just sugar syrup with artificial flavorings, a little bit of citric acid. But if you can find real grenadine, the taste, it's going to make a difference. Because real grenadine has pomegranate juice or pomegranate extract in it, which gives it pomegranates. If you ever eaten a pomegranate, have you? Have you eaten a pomegranate? Because I have, and I'll tell you, seeds. But the pomegranate juice is pomegranate is a different flavor from everything else. So real grenadine is going to have pomegranate in it. Pomegranate in it. Pomegranate. It's going to have a pomegranate in it. Dent. And yeah. Jingo. I'm seeing where that 94 proof went. Yeah, so grenadine, find the real stuff if you can. If you can't, you can get roses, you can get whatever's available. Don't sweat it. Don't ruin your evening over not being able to find elusive ingredients. Because, it's all about having a good time and having a good drink and making them for your friends and making them in your home bar and making them in wherever you are. So, if you can find real grenadine, get it. If you can't, roses, whatever's available, you can use that. And I'm not going to scoff. There are some people who might, but I'm not going to. I might like that or chuff, but I won't scoff. Bitters. So tonight I deviated. The recipe, originally I used Angostura bitters, but tonight I went with Peshaz because at the last moment I thought, the color of this drink I think is going to do better with Peshaz. And Peshaz has a slightly different flavor than Angostura. Angostura is actually a little more on the bitter side than Peshaz. So I thought, I'm going to go with Peshaz instead of Angostura. Either way, bitters, there's so many. Go see Ivy. She can talk for hours about the bitters because she's got a whole bitters tasting station. She is not bitter. Ivy's not bitter, but her store will get you as bitter as you need to be. That's probably not a good endorsement. If you need to be bitter, there's no more bitter to be had than the bitters available at the Boozeketeer. Anyway, go see Ivy. She'll set you up with whatever kind of bitters you want. There's all kinds, trust me. But if either one, Angostura or Peshaz, you're going to be happy. Fire. So here's one of those things I have to remind you guys. Light things on fire. I shouldn't have to remind you, but apparently I do. So there you go. One of the things, when you're as Turk, is Turk out there? Did Turk join us tonight? He's with us. Turk, Turk, you may be going, something looks familiar there. And you'd be right. But as Turk can tell you, drinking flaming drinks is a fine thing. But blow out the flame. Because the smell of your mustache on fire, not pleasant. The smell of your face on fire, even less so. And it tends to, it ends the party quickly. So, light stuff on fire, but do it carefully. And here's the thing. I like to put. You saw my method is I float the orange wheel, sugar cube with just enough 151 to saturate the cube, and that'll give you a nice blue flame. You probably couldn't really see the blue flame because of the. We're still working on the ambient light here in the Wicked Wench when we're not chugging down cocktails. But there you go. That's it. that's our new drink, the Wicked Wench. I'm glad you guys could be here for it, because I certainly was. I've been here for it almost all day, and I'm a better man for it, probably, or worse. I don't know. Did you guys share the program? Did anyone share? I saw that Mamo shared it. Mamo, thanks for sharing the program. You're a Boozeketeer. The rest of you Boozeketeers, what's the holdup? You probably already shared. See, now I'm probably lambasting you when I should be just regularly basting you with a nice like melted butter and roast. What's going on? It's the Wicked Wench taking its toll over in the corner. No, so share the program. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your friends to get enemas. How about that? The show has just gone PG-13. I had something else. There was something else I was going to talk about, and I can't remember. Oh, that's right. So, I forgot to bring down the board. I can go get it. Mm-hmm. I think hold on, you guys. This is sort of experimental because we're still getting settled in here. I'll be right back. I have to go above decks here. So I don't think I have, I'll use a Sharpie, I guess that'll kind of work. So I don't even know if people are going to be able to see this, but well, we got a hole, we got a thing. I got a thing anyway. See, now this does present a little bit of a dilemma because there's so many different categories. But what we have here is the board, and this I just started it, so it's by no means complete. But we have our top 20 drinks, and we have our bottom. Currently, we only have 3 in descending order. So those of you who go back a ways, so we have Sidecar. Me and Kurt tried that. We said, yeah, don't like it. This side over here. Come closer. Should I just like walk up to it?
Yeah.
See what happens. Take that off there. So we got the board. So I have to go back. I don't even know what's happening. So over here we got our top 20, and currently at the top 2 we have top two positions, which is the cable car, and it says thanks Turk right up there. Kamikaze, that one I haven't done, but Danny suggested that one. Those are right up there right now. Strangely enough, Kamikaze was a beautiful drink, made right. It doesn't have to be a shooter that just gets pounded at local sports pub, but no, it could be a classic cocktail. But on the other side here, on the things that I just say not good, Sidecar, the undrinkable drink, and then the orange flip has its position at the very bottom of the list. That is one that I would say don't even try it. Don't even try it. So, tonight's drink, the Wicked Wench. It's a tough one because I haven't put painkillers up here, and painkillers are like they rank way high. But I think for tonight, oh boy. I'm going to put, see, I don't know. It's a tough one. We have to figure out a scoring method. But I'm going to put this currently at the number 1 slot. The Wicked Wench. Give it a try. Tiki King says, check it out. It's good. Go on my website. Go to the cocktail database, and you can find the recipe yourself. And hopefully you like it. If you don't, well, it's not my fault. It's just because you don't have good taste. But, So, yeah. So we're going to try and, I'm going to go through here's the thing. So I thought this would be easy, this board thing, right? And I was like, I'm just going to have the top 20 drinks, and then like the bottom 10 that, in descending order, what I don't like. So I went through the past 59 episodes of the show, and I didn't watch all of them because most of them I could just look at what the drink was and it would remind me. A few, I had to go back, because surprisingly there were a couple of drinks that I was like, I don't even know what that is. And I had to go back and watch excerpts from the show to see what it was, but the problem is that there's like 10 number one drinks that all would just be like, maybe depending on my mood, would tell me which one was the best. And then there was a whole bunch that I would drink anyway. And then there was the ones that I wouldn't drink. There was the, once again, orange flip. I would not try it again. Unless there was some different, unless they went with, I don't know, something other than the olive juice. Because that just, is there a problem? Something's happening. I don't know what's happening.
It's okay.
Do these people, do they know what's happening?
I don't know.
Well, if you guys don't know, I don't know either. That's okay though. But I'm going to say tonight, check this out. If you like a tiki drink, I might have to go with categories. I might have to go with like classic cocktails, tiki bar drinks, and then because as far as tiki bar drinks go, this is pretty good. It's I would have to warn you, it's a little on the sweet side. Which can be countered with a couple of things. One is a little bit of dilution. I didn't use crushed ice. I used ice cubes, but you can get a little more dilution. That'll counterbalance. If you find it's a little too sweet, you can add a hair more rum and a hair more lime juice, and that'll bring it to a little different realm. Don't go too far because this is my recipe, and don't mess with it because it's good. That's what I have to say. Just because I messed with it to turn it into our own drink. Doesn't mean you can mess with it and have it be the same drink. I should make another one because that's tasty. So, did I tell you guys about there was so I was thinking with the drink board, right? I'm gonna put this here. Save that aside. I was thinking the drink board thing. So what I want. So here's the deal. So here's I'm putting a call out to you guys because you pretend to be my friends, and when you're not pretending you're my real friend. So either way that works out. But so what I want is for you to send me recipes, and if you send a recipe and it's really good, it'll get on the board, and we'll give you a credit. You put your name, like that one said, hey, thanks Turk for the cable car, because he suggested it from New Zealand. He said, hey, I had this drink and it was really good. You should try it. And so we did, and it was good. But so if you send me a drink recipe, and it stays in the top 5 position for the whole season, which is apparently a year. I know that in some places a season is like 7 episodes. If this were England, a season might be 1 show. It'd be like, and now the newest season, now the latest on BBC 3, Cocktales of Tiki King, season 1 episode. No. So if your recipe stays, you send me a recipe and it's good and it stays. I'm going to say actually, if it just stays on the board for the whole season, in the top 20. If it stays in the top 20 for the whole season, doesn't get bumped off, because it could get bumped, you never know. Then you get a prize.
What if it's in the bottom 10 for the whole season?
No, if it's in the bottom 10, at the end of the season, I'm gonna blow you a double reverse raspberry, which is difficult, and most places award you up to 10 points for that. So, now I forgot what I put in here. I think it was just rum so far. Yeah. So do it. So so we were watching a show. I don't know if I can say the name of the show because of how they do that whole thing. But so we were watching this show, and it was about Irish people drinking drinks, like nasty drinks. There was one that was like pepper vodka and mayonnaise. I'm not serious. You'd think I'm making this up. No, it was like pepper vodka. There was one that was vodka that was infused with flaming hot Cheetos. Right. So they're making these people drink this stuff. And they like did not like it at all. But anyway, so it made me think, you know, yeah, I could say, hey, just send me a drink, and if it stays on the board, because then people are going to send me all kinds of nasty stuff, and I don't want nasty challenge drinks, because, you know, I go through enough of my life with going, I'll drink that. You know, you give it to me, I'll drink it. I don't need to do that on my off time, because, you know. But, so that's my thing. Send me a drink recipe. If it stays on the board, you get a prize. What that prize is will have to be determined by our legal department. I love this stuff. It's kind of gross. The cocoa reel. It's like, see, I can take a shot of that and put the thing in like the mayonnaise so it looks like a tapeworm. So that was one of the drinks, was the tapeworm, and it was vodka, I think, or Kahlua. It was nasty. It was. I don't understand the idea of trying to make drinks that people won't drink. You know. So we were at Danny's, and we had the Marmite, you know, and I tried that because, you know, people actually apparently enjoy that. People drink that, they drink it. They don't drink it. Although we could probably make a Marmite cocktail.
Vegemite.
Oh, Vegemite. That's right. Sorry. Pardon to a friend's down under. Which sounds like New Zealand. That's weird. Yeah, so Vegemite, and I tried it, and you know, I didn't think it was that bad, but some people think that's nasty. So, you know, there's definitely like things that people may go, hey, this is good, oh, that's nasty, back and forth. But then there's like there's a weird class of cocktails that are just like a challenge, I guess. It's supposed to be like a challenge cocktail, which most of them for some reason had to do with mayonnaise. Who wants mayonnaise in a shot? I don't, unless it's, say, mayonnaise and corned beef and mustard and sauerkraut. I'd do a shot of that, I suppose. But not, yeah, I don't want to, with my booze, you know, people are drinking all kinds of weird stuff. There's that Malort, they drink that. No one knows why, but they do. Bang. Bang. So this is one of those, I would say this goes on the scale of complicated tiki drinks. Because it has a bunch of stuff in it. So how are you guys doing? How was your week? Did you guys have fun since the last episode? I hope so. I hope you guys were out there doing things that made you happy, made you silly, made your friends happy. Hopefully you did something that somehow benefited the earth in general and our friends out in space. All right, so that's that. That's that stuff. Shake that up. Put the thing. So I had this idea, and I thought, I don't know if it would really work. And it was this thing where I would just make drinks and talk nonsense. I don't know. Do you think I could get more than 60 episodes out of something like that? I should pitch it to NBC. I got this idea. All you need is for no one to really care what you're doing.
You could do it in the UK.
That's true. Right now I could have like 30 years. I have 30 years worth of back episodes in the UK. And now season 287 of Cocktales of Tiki King. You could probably have, if I was in the UK, I could have more seasons than actual shows. Oh, yeah. Oh, right to the top. Orange wheel. I should turn the lights off. Oh, I'm going to do that. Not because of the fire, just because. Just so you don't have to look
No
at
one
me.
would have to look at you.
I know. What have I done? What have you done? Get in there. It's a new bar. There's always going to be things that need to be worked out. Okay. Ready? Lights out. Can't turn off the lights. There we go. They're still on, strangely enough. And the room remained eerily lit. There we go. I don't know. Can we see that? The room might not be eerily lit enough. Yeah, we'll put it against the backdrop of the pirate flag. No. Oh well, it was worth a try. I enjoyed the flames. I enjoyed that fire the whole time. That's okay. When you're me, you can enjoy fire. I mean, not in the eyes of the law, apparently. They frown on that sort of thing. But so there you go. Hey, if you're here in Utah, send us a letter and tell us why you should be able to come and sit in this bar stool right here. Was that a knock? Someone here? I was like, wow, that was quick. There was a knock, maybe. I might be. There it is again. So, if you're here, if you are in the Utah area, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope with $1 inside, and that's all. It's what everybody said. Oh, that's right. If you like, hey, shameless monetization. If you like the show, if you like this program, here's the thing: booze ain't cheap, and I'll tell you, I go through a lot of it. So, if you want to, and I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying you might want to, and I would like you to, go to the virtual tip jar at tikiking.com/booze. If I had a big sign you could read, I'd read. If you had, take two. If you feel like giving us a tip, go to tikiking.com/booze, and there you'll find the virtual tip jar where you can throw a couple of ducats. Our ducats? What are our ducats? How much is a ducat these days? Is that you can throw it's like 600 ducats to the dollar. I don't know. We'll try this. Tip 3. Hey, if you like what we're doing, you should go to tikiking.com/booze. That's tikiking.com/ not backslash, don't do backslash, /booze, BOOZE. And there you'll find our virtual tip jar where you can throw a few dollars into the kitty to make the kitty tipsy. There you go. But anyway, there you go. You do that for me, and I'll make drinks for me, and everybody will be happy about it. But aside from that, if you're saying, yeah, but Tiki King, I don't want to give you money, here's the deal. You can also go to my Cafe Press store and buy some official Boozeketeers gear. We have Boozeketeer shot glasses, t-shirts, water bottles, baby onesies. We have a few different designs. Check it out. To be honest, I don't make a lot of money on that, but it makes you look cool. So, I'm giving, that's like my gift to you Boozeketeers. That's the thing. I suffer, so you don't have to. But anyway, yeah, so go check that stuff out, do those things. Tell your friends to do those things. And if you happen to be a ukulele player, there's always free ukulele lessons on tikiking.com in the ukulele section. And these and many other fine hits can be found in the Motown section of this store. So yeah. So that this is. Are you digging it? This is a good drink. This is, did I? I did. It's number 1 already. Never mind. So you see how good it is? I can't even remember if it's good. That, when a drink is good, you may not know it's good, even when you're drinking it. So there you go, Boozeketeers. I probably forgot everything I was going to tell you about earlier when I was writing down all the stuff and then didn't print it out. But, oh, wait, there was shout-outs. There was get on the board. There was contests. I had all these ideas. I had all this stuff. Do you remember one of them? Any of them? No? I blame the Bloody Marys. There was so many things that were going to happen, and you guys were going to be so excited about it. But it might have to wait till next week. And they made the exact same thing. Might happen then. Who knows? You can put what's the old saying? You can put Tiki King in a fancy bar, but he's still an idiot. I think that's what they say in the Appalachians. But they eat crawdads up there, so and alligators, and they make shoes. They make shoes. They used to make shoes in Brockton, in Massachusetts, but they don't anymore. Apparently, the last big shoe factory closed. It was sad for those who, probably the people who worked there was pretty sad. And elves were upset about it. The union, actually, there was a protest apparently. They said they didn't want to work at night anymore. And they said, forget it, we're closing the place down. So, there you go. If you used to get your shoes in Brockton, and you don't anymore, beat up an elf. No, don't beat up elves. No elves should be harmed in the making of Cocktales of Tiki King. There was something. I don't even know what it is. Is something wrong? Have I gone over? Okay.
Over the edge.
Okay. I blame the Wicked Wench. And you should too. So there you go. Hey, if you have a home bar or no bar we should go to, and I'm going to have to remind you people every single time because you keep leaving a mess and I have to clean it up. If you want us to come to your town and go to your bar and you want to be there, send us an email. Tell us what it is, where it is, things like that. We'll figure it out. If you have a home bar you'd like to come to that, same thing. Send us an email, tell us where it is. We'll try and make that happen. If you, like I said, if you want to come here, send us an email telling us why you should be allowed to come to the Wicked Wench. And we may consider it, and we may not. You never know. But until that time, I've been Tiki King, and ring-a-ding-ding.